Hi guys, it's Linda from Barlates Body Blitz. I wanted to share some of my tips and tricks with you, a few modifications for people that have, say, weak wrists, and also some more advanced ways of intensifying your workouts. So as a lot of you have noticed, I've been doing a lot of functional training in my workouts lately. So functional training basically means moving up and down off the floor quite a bit, doing things like down dog positions with glute raises, even all the mini handstands that I've been doing. And for some people that may not be achievable because of, say, weak wrists and things like that. If you've watched one of my previous modification videos, you would see that I put on there various ways that you can modify handstands and down dog positions, but I have also been asked recently how to modify the all fours kind of tabletop position. So I want to show you that one first, and Minnie's going to join us. So basically the position I'm talking about is when you're in all fours and you're doing things like glute raises and you're doing all sorts of kicks and things like that in this position. So for some people, this is just not a really good position to be in because they might have weak wrists or even their core might not be strong enough. So the way that you can modify it is either elevate on something. So say you have a chair or say you have a slightly lower step bench, you can put your hands on that and that will give you a little bit less weight on your wrists. Okay, so you can just elevate slightly. Or you can even go down on your elbows, which is definitely another option. And so if you're doing your glute raises down on your elbows, you will notice that it is a little bit easier, which means you can get your leg up higher. Another option is to have one arm bent, the back arm, and the front arm is up. And therefore you again are distributing the weight slightly differently. So everyone is slightly different in their reasons why they can't do certain exercises the way that I demonstrate them, but please rest assured that you can use modifications to help you. You might even want to use some dumbbells, like the hexagon shaped dumbbells, or some yoga blocks to elevate your hands. So try to be a little bit inventive and try to do the exercise in the most challenging way for you, but obviously without it causing you pain. Muscle soreness is a good thing and we definitely want to feel that burn and we want to feel our muscles working, but there's a big difference between just using your muscles and feeling the burn and actually having pain. So you never want to work through pain. So if that exercise just doesn't work for you, you can even, instead of doing glute raises on all fours, as I said, you can elevate it, or you can even just bend over, hold on to the wall and just do it like this. Okay, you're still working the same muscle. The main point is that you're working the muscle group that I'm working. So whatever it takes for you, bending over, you're still working the same muscle group, okay? So it's not like you're copying out at all, so don't think that, okay? So that is modifications for all fours. Either a step bench, yoga blocks, using dumbbells to put your hands up on, a chair, standing up, doing it against the wall, all those things are options for you. Now, to advance some of my exercises, you can, as I've suggested many times, maybe put on some ankle weights. So immediately you're going to feel that burn a lot more. Even with my standing workouts, you can still use ankle weights a lot of the time. I would not recommend going any higher than, say, 1 kilo, maximum, say, 2 kilos. Which is about 2 pounds, 4 pounds, just because I do like to keep up the pace and you don't want to twist anything, especially if you're wearing them for mini handstands and things like that. You don't want to have a weight imbalance that will cause you then to strain something or cause you to topple out of a handstand, things like that. The other thing that I do, and I use this quite a lot, is I made a weighted belt out of some ankle weights. Now, I have actually got a YouTube video at the very early stages of my channel that shows how I did this because I've been using it for a while. But basically, all it is that I loop one of the Velcro straps through the other and I then secure it, and I used a nappy pin to secure that so that it doesn't come apart, because sometimes the Velcro isn't the best. And because of my size, I can just use it like that, and I can use the other end and put it through the other loop, and then just secure that again. And once again, I use the nappy pin. This set of ankle weights that I've got around my waist here is probably about at least 5 years old, and I've used them non-stop. So that then stays on my waist really securely. And what I like about it is, rather than using the weighted vests, which a lot of people are into at the moment, I find that this is more evenly distributed because it's in your center, it's not around your shoulders. I tend to get tightness in my shoulders, so I find this is perfect, and I can still do all of my exercises. You know, I can do my lunges, I can do my squats, I can do my down dog positions, and it doesn't move. As you can see, I can even do my handstands. So you can see that it's not hard for me to move around. Once again, this is only 2 kilos total, which is about 4.4 pounds. So I wouldn't go a lot heavier than this because I don't want to inhibit my range of motion. But some people wear weighted vests up to like 10 pounds. So if you're crazy like that, by all means go for it. You can get much heavier ankle weights and put them around your waist as well. So if for you, it doesn't work with this particular strap because there's not enough strap, I'm sure that you can figure out maybe using a belt. So if you use some sort of belt to go around in the middle and then secure it, you'll find ways of doing it. And another tip, if you're not wearing a long top, because when I do my own workouts, I tend to just use a crop top, and you don't want to saturate your ankle weights with sweat. I mean, it sounds quite gross, but you know, it happens. All I do is get a hand towel, fold it in half, and put it around my waist before I strap this on. So that kind of creates that barrier between the weighted belt and my body, so that I don't saturate my ankle weights or my weighted belt with sweat. So there's a lovely visual for you. So that's that. Now, another thing I do all the time, because I love to torture myself and I just love resistance loops, they're just like my favorite thing in life, is I use resistance loops, and I tend to put them just above the knee because I find that is the place that you can wear them where they don't inhibit your range of motion. So I can still do squats, I can do leg raises, I can do lunges, I can do kicks like that or whatever. I can do down dog position, down dog. I can even do all fours. No, I can't. Down dog. And if I want to do all fours, then what I do is I get the back knee and I put it on the loop so that when I come up, it's anchored underneath the other leg and I don't lose it. Because what happens if you don't is, I will demonstrate, you come up, and of course now it's not going to do it. You come up, and what I'm trying to achieve is that it ends up rolling up and it ends up being all rolled up and uncomfortable. But of course when I demonstrate it, it's not going to happen because it wants to make me look silly. So that's where I tend to put the loop, just above the knees, because I find that's the place where you still feel the burn, but you don't inhibit your range of motion. Depending on what exercise I'm doing, I'll move it around. So for example, I have found in a pretzel, the best position to put it in is around the thigh of the back leg and the ankle of the front leg. So then you can do your pretzel position with extra torture and you've anchored your loop and it doesn't roll up. So with the loops, I'm going to do another review shortly on the 2+ loops, and they also have sliders now, and I got an amazing yoga mat. So I will be doing a review on that shortly, but I must say that their loops are amazing. I have snapped probably at least 20 loops. And their loops, if you go for the heavier ones, you don't want to go for the really light ones, because even though you might find it really torturous to have the heavy ones, the thicker they are, the less likely they are to roll up. And there is nothing worse than loops rolling up in the middle of an exercise and you having to adjust it and stop. So I suggest go slightly heavier and just have a lesser range of motion. Don't lift your leg as high, things like that. And then you will actually enjoy it more, and you will then increase your strength. And as you get stronger, you can increase the range of motion. So that's my resistance loop. The other thing I do is, for example, if you're doing glute bridge, I like to put either some weights across my hips, or you can put a resistance band across your hips, which you just basically anchor with your hands, scrunch it up, and so when you come up, you are pushing against that resistance. And so you can see immediately it becomes a lot tougher. So that's a really good one. You might want to also put either your ankle weights because they're a little bit softer. I actually like to put my ankle weights across here, and therefore you can just have them sitting on there without it moving around, and the dumbbells don't dig into your hip bones because they tend to do that. But if you prefer some heavier dumbbells, you can do that too. So that is all of the little tips, the little equipment that I tend to use. The other thing, of course, is you can elevate many things to make them harder. So for example, if you want to do your glute bridge and you elevate it up on your chair, voila, much more range of motion, much tougher, hurts more, and more results, right? So definitely, if you want to elevate certain things, even your push-ups, put your feet on. Don't put your hands on because that's easier than on the floor. Put your feet on and you will notice your strength increasing phenomenally just by doing something on an elevation. And it doesn't have to be this high. You can use a step bench to elevate, or just even some yoga blocks, whatever it is, just something that is slightly off the ground, and it will give you that inverted position, which means more weight is going into your arms, especially when you're doing those push-ups. So apart from that, I can't really think of anything else that I do on a regular basis. I mean, of course, you can add dumbbells to any of the workouts that don't use them. I like to do my handstands using dumbbells. In my personal workouts, I tend to use 2 kilo or 4.4 pound dumbbells for all of my cardio and normal workouts, toning workouts, because I want to increase the intensity. Sometimes I'll double up on equipment, like I might wear my weighted belt and my resistance loop and hold on to dumbbells. So you can go crazy with this. And the fantastic thing about it is you never have to outgrow a workout. You can always add more equipment. You can always go that little bit faster. You can always squat that little bit deeper. You can squeeze that little bit harder. You can elevate. So you do not need to outgrow any workout. So if you're saying, oh, this is getting too easy, then use some of the suggestions that I showed you. And the great thing about it is all of these pieces of equipment are super easy to get in most of your department stores, in the sports section, on eBay, on Amazon, wherever you want to shop, and they're inexpensive. So it's an easy way to increase your intensity without having to buy expensive equipment. So if you put these together with my free YouTube workouts, then you've got a winning formula, right? So I think that's all I've got to say right now. If you found this helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Lots of new things coming up. I'm just finishing my beginner's mat series. I'm finishing a belly burn series with 5 workouts. Then I have started a sliders series, super excited about that. There will be sliding, but there will also be some other stuff in there, and there's going to be Pilates ring, Pilates ball, loops, more loops, because I got a new set of 2+ loops. I'm going to be using them a lot, and I've had some requests for loop work. I'm going to be doing lots of standing loop work, so lunges and squats and things with the loop to show you how that all works out. And apart from that, Endurance 120, of course, is coming up. That one's going to be crazy. So if you like my Endurance 80 and Endurance 90, and if you've purchased my Endurance 100 and 110, the 120 is going to be coming out, and I'm going to put them in a 3 series box set. So the 100, 110 and 120 in one box set, and then I will be doing a 70 and I will be box setting that with 70, 80 and 90 on Amazon. Okay, so listen out for those. All the trailers will be on my YouTube channel. And if you're just starting off with my workouts, start off with the beginner series, work your way up. Eventually you'll get to my interval workouts, which maybe are 50-second intervals, and then you can go to the 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. So 120 basically means 2 minutes of non-stop exercise with only 10 seconds in between each grouping of exercises. So it's crazy, but we are getting super fit here at Barlates. So if you're not on board with that yet, please get started, because you will notice your strength and your fitness increasing out of this world. You won't even realize that it's possible to get as strong and fit and healthy as you can with these workouts. Functional training, setting you up for a really healthy future. Any age group can do these workouts, even if you're older. I've got ladies that are writing to me that are in their 60s and they're doing these workouts. You might want to modify a little bit. That's okay. Do them at your own pace. They're interval workouts, which means you can go at your own pace. Or just simply go back to some of my other workouts on the channel, which are a bit more simple, maybe my traditional bar, maybe my Pilates mat workouts, and just work your way up to whatever you are able to do with challenge and intensity. And always make sure that you're shocking your body, that you're trying new things. Do not stick with the same old thing. Please, please, please. Even if you have some favorite workouts, if you keep doing the same old workouts, you will not get results. You have to put variety in there. Your body adapts very quickly. It's very clever. So if you want results and you want to continue to progress in your health, in your fitness, in your strength, in your flexibility, in your balance, in your mobility, all of those things, then you need to keep switching things up. Okay, believe me, I've been doing this for a long time, and I speak from experience with my own body and with hearing countless testimonies of people whose lives have changed from doing regular exercise. So thanks for listening. Any questions about what I have said, you can leave me some comments below, or just email me at workoutdvdworld@gmail.com. All of the links are in the description below. And remember, if I don't get back to you within 24 hours, it means I didn't get your email. So just use one of the other social media links below to contact me, because somehow my spam filter likes to kick people off, especially AOL. I've noticed AOL emails, it just doesn't like, and probably lots of others. Okay, have a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and I'll chat with you soon.